Perfect Dirt Podcast, episode 241, Lamar, Ghost Planet.
Is this is like Prometheus with a lot less money.
Do you think so?
I mean, I'm trying to compare it to something.
Well, let's get into it, Lamar, and tell us what the story is.
Okay.
Do you know what the story is?
I was going to ask you for help, but I guess I'll do the best.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, in the future, mankind has found another race that existed called Tessarians, and they find a way to use their technology. And this group of siblings are piloting this technology, and they accidentally go too far and see where the ship and the technology originated from. But they don't go to the planet because I think their resources were going to be expunged and all that kind of stuff. So they barely made it back. And so it jumps to later on. It turns out that the guy that I guess he was working for wants them to go back on the ship to go to the actual planet on the ship that had the special technology to claim it and make money, and then bring on the chick that Max Stone was trying to get with.
Well, Lamar.
Did I explain it well?
Sure.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
Listen, I didn't dislike this. I mean, I appreciate a good sci-fi thing. I think the idea was beyond their ability to execute. You know what I mean?
Yes, and I think they should have made it more simple.
Yeah.
But instead, which we'll talk about later, we get a lot of walking through green screen cityscapes, even though the story really jumps off when they head to the actual planet.
You know, it almost like could have been almost like a Firefly type of thing where you get these group of people and they're on the ship and they're doing, trying to do whatever. I'm gonna give it a half point though, Lamar. I didn't dislike it, but I was confused and
I agree. Yeah.
Well, our next category is what do we think of the characters?
I mean, Max Stone, he's kind of like the kind of chipper go-getter.
The brash young fella.
Yeah, he's brash.
Then
the sister.
The sister is like the straight-laced character, and then the wise older brother. The synthetic woman who what was she? Was she just banging everybody on the ship, Lamar? Like, did I miss something? Like,
yes, that's what she was doing, but I don't get why.
The sister seemed worried about her when she found out she was synthetic, and then she paid her a visit, and I guess then they were cool. And then she paid the brother a visit.
That's where we go back to the story where it would have been better, like, maybe that synthetic was put in there, like these are all different pilots, and then she's like getting information, and that's how she does it.
Yeah.
But for her doing that, there's no reason.
I thought it was just to make friends, honestly.
I guess so. Yeah, that's it. And then we have other characters. Well, we get to the planet, and then we find that the little girl, there was already people that went to the planet, and she found a way to get the rest of her older crew into like a computer.
Yeah.
So they could raise her, hence Ghost Planet.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, there were characters, but I don't know what to think about it. What are you rating it for characters?
Give it a half a point.
Half point? I'm going to give it 1 point because I like the synthetic lady.
Oh, God. Well, I mean, she would have liked you too, Joe. I mean, if you were on the ship,
there you go. 5 points. They win. Next category is the special effects, Lamar.
It's a lot of green screen.
Yes, it's like the third movie this year we've seen that has used this aesthetic, right? The completely green screen background thing.
And it's in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with the other ones, it was a little bit more creative. This one, it was okay. I think sometimes they use it for kind of like the ease of shooting, because then you could, you don't have to like design like the actual background and stuff like that. But when you notice it, it's distracting.
I'm on the fence with it because we saw the Robotica or whatever it was,
But that was fun.
That was a lot of fun. It was wild and crazy. So they used it to its fullest potential. And then we saw a different one that was a little bland. This one to me is somewhere in the middle between that.
Yeah, I'll
Like
give you
it
that.
wasn't awful, but like I said, at times it could be distracting, and then sometimes it's like, oh, it's a cool aesthetic. So half point.
Yeah. Half point. Let's do it. Fine, whatever.
Well, our next category is what do we think of the action in this movie?
Well, it was supposed to be like a sci-fi adventure film, but there wasn't that much action. A scene in the beginning looked kind of cheap, but it was okay.
A lot of actually what this movie was, it was a lot of explanation, not a lot of action.
Well, we didn't talk about it, but there was a Max Stone just told everything.
Yeah, I don't know what would you give it for action?
I mean, I was gonna say a half a point, but I'm gonna have to give it a zero.
Giving it a zero.
Yeah.
Well, I'm giving it a half point because I thought the synthetic lady was she got action. So
Okay. So you're okay. All right.
that
There
was
you go.
action. So
We didn't specify.
no, you didn't.
We didn't
So.
say action as in violence or action as in sexual activity.
So there you go. Well, our last category, Lamar, is sequel potential because they at the end of this movie they said, "I smell adventure." I think was the quote. So do you want to see another one?
I don't smell adventure yet. I'm sorry.
You're not smelling what they're cooking, Lamar.
I'm not smelling it. I think there's something here, but it just wasn't done well in this iteration.
It's got to be simplified, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. It has to be simplified. I think sometimes we delve into the past of like the 80s and the 70s. They're already on the ship and going somewhere, and something either gets on the ship or they get on a planet.
Well, so spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't seen this yet. The original synthetic lady dies, saving everyone. They meet a new synthetic version of her. So it's just the same woman, but she has a different number because she's the next synthetic. So what if like in the sequel, like I'm in the sequel, right, Lamar?
Oh,
I have to go where all the synthetics are. The factory in which they run her off, the synthetics. And I have to like get all the synthetics together and rescue them or something. Would you watch that?
over this, yes. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Yeah.
But seriously though, Lamar, I think I will have to give it a 0 for a sequel. I'm good.
Yeah, you have something there. I agree a zero, but with this one,
Well, Lamar, we've tallied our score, and this movie gets a 2 out of 5.
A couple of things
Yeah.
could have made it interesting.
Yeah, I think they just simplified it and just made it more fun.
Yeah,
Kept it kind of
that's
like
it.
yeah, the general spirit of what they were going for was fine. Just simplify it, make it a little crazier.
Keep it simple, science people.
Yeah. Does that wrap it up then, Lamar?
It does.
Peace to all the synthetics, ladies.
I know you're saying that. Deuces. Good lord. Yeah, that woman was getting down. I'm like, why is she